Hello. Who just loud at my ass today? Yeah, we're back. Another stream, another day. Yesterday we missed out a bit because, well, I figured I'd take a day off and also lots of things to do. It was a lovely time. We went to an escape room with my uncle, so good time spent there. Went to a Pakistani place for dinner. Very yummy. Pakistani, never had it before. But yeah, welcome back. We are having our hashtag boycott Qatar 2022 stream series where, stream is still called Deadline Day. That's not what we're doing today. Where we are trying to stream whenever there's a World Cup match live because I am boycotting it. I'm not watching it and trying to offer other people an alternative in entertainment so that they're not that tempted by the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Now, obviously, I'm fine with everyone joining in who does watch it, but obviously I support heavily everyone who doesn't do it. The reason why we're not watching it, obviously, the situation around migrant workers. Let's see, what do we have today? We have the Cup quarterfinal, don't we? Let's say that, Cup quarterfinal. And it's the stream title. Oh no, I forgot something. Hang on. Getting a knock on my door. I think my infusion is coming in. Thank you very much. As tea. I don't know. In German, we don't make the separation between infusion and tea. In English, in Italian, they do. So my girlfriend always says fusion tea, and I'm always confused. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Obviously, as part of that, we're having our fundraiser. I'm trying to raise some money for the migrantsrights.org organization. Which look to fight for, migrant worker rights, so that situations as in Qatar get resolved. Many people still haven't had their fair dues, not their wages not paid, and obviously slave-like labor conditions. That these things like that never happen again, and all the people that died under these conditions. Now we always donate one time at the beginning of the stream day and one time at the end of the stream day. If you also want to put in your parts, then it will be muchly appreciated. We're trying to reach 750 euros by the end of the World Cup. Now, since we're at the knockout stage now, I'm going to do 10 euros per donation. And yeah, always one at the start of the stream day, one at the end of the stream day. So we'll start off with 10 euro donation today. So at the end of the day today, we should be up to 200 euros out of 750. So we're slowly getting there. If you want to do your part, you can find the link on the About tab in my Twitch and on my YouTube. And that's basically all the housekeeping done. Let's see, payment has gone through. Thank you. The total always takes a while to update. We'll see that at the end of the day. Now, yesterday I had to miss out. Today it's only one stream as well. It might be a couple more days like that because I live in a long distance relationship. My girlfriend's from Italy. She's going back home towards the end of last week, so I want to spend some more of the evenings with her. So it'll probably just be a couple of afternoon streams for the next few days. And once we get to the quarterfinals, we will be back around for that. Yeah, let's have a look what's been going on in the save. So I've progressed through the last week here. We are up in the match against Dollingston, who we beat in the league very convincingly since we made that tactic change. 3-0 at home. However, different story, this is an away tie. And, I set up like one home tactic, one away tactic, or like one tactic where we expect to be the controlling team and one tactic where we don't necessarily. And it's worked so well in our first game against the lower league amateur side, in our home tie against Dollingston. It worked not that well against Limavady, to be fair. But since it worked so well against Dollingston themselves, even though we're playing away from home, I think we're going to go with the same tactical approach. Now, league isn't too rosy. We're still in with a theoretical chance of getting in the promotion zone. But having lost their last match against Limavady, they sit 10 points clear of us, and we sit 8 points behind the second promotion playoff spot. So we would have to make up 1 point per match day in terms of ground. But the problem is not just that, Armour is so far away from us in that second spot, but there's so many teams in between, so everyone would have to drop enough points in that time. So we would have to go on a mad run. Fairly unlikely, but we do still, of course, have at least chance for some silverware in this cup quarterfinal time. When you have a look at the situation here, I think we're going to see when we go into the match. So yeah, that's basically the situation around the save for now. And I think, without much further delay, we'll just jump into this fixture against Dollingston. I'm very excited for it. I'm very scared because, if we lose this one, the rest of the season is kind of a little bit of a damp squid, isn't it? Let's let's jump into it. Yeah, I don't think we have any other housekeeping to do. So, teams still involved is Armour and Limavady. They're two teams sitting in the top of our division, so they are a scary proposition. Belfast Celtic of the lower leagues, 7th professional club though, are playing at home to Ballymacash Rangers. So that could be an interesting tie, Ballymacash from our league. And then we have the amateur side Bourneview playing at home against the B team of Linfield. I don't know why Linfield are allowed to send out B team here, but it is just what it is. It's a bit of a wild card in there. I don't know what to expect from them, if they're supposed to be one of the best teams or if it's actually surprising that they're here. But for now, we'll just do our best to get through our quarterfinals, and then anything can happen from there. Obviously, last season we got to the final of this cup, but we failed to win it then, which is very heartbreaking. So we'll try to go one better this season, as there's also Port Stewart and Moyal Park are playing in the league to catch up, because they're the teams which played one game less, but that doesn't really concern us, as they're both towards the bottom of the table. Obviously, in the league, we have to also make sure we end up in the top half of the 22 games, because then the league gets split for the final 5. So that is still one more thing we need to care of. Dollingston are sitting on level points with us in that 7th spot, which is lower half, of course, but they have a much worse goal difference than us. But that is like the minimum requirement we would need to do, because that's also what the board expects us to finish in the top half. Okay, having a look at the lineup, it's basically what you'd expect with this tactic. Tom Hegan, now our starting goalkeeper since Jamie Massey has left us, our good youngster. Elliot Wood is a bit better in terms of possession on the right-hand side, a bit better of a delivery. Not good, but a bit better. So we're sending him out there instead of Craig Bryars. And he's played very well of recent weeks, except for that loss against Limavady. He's done pretty well since we kind of made the changes to the tactic. Mitchell also better in possession than Lavoca, and has been on good form recently, alongside Ferguson. Kai Wardlow at left back, just because of lack of alternatives. Jack Berry down the right, Johnny Wilson. These boys are always going to start best quality, even if they haven't shown it all the time so far this season. Aaron Cochrane, who has really convinced in the starting lineup all season, even though I didn't expect him to. And then the left-hand side is where we have the big change with Nick Tarkington back in the starting lineup, where we basically haven't seen him since the end of last season, because we had a couple of left wingers come in. However, James Clark, the youngster, hasn't convinced, and Tom Barnes, who has come into a little bit of form recently, has now picked up a suspension for this important match, so that could end up costing us. Kanan Ward in the attack midfield role, and Chris Watts, who's been once again on fire recently, even scored against Limavady, is leading the line. And that sees a star like Heron out of the team, but we can't play him down on the right-hand side because we're playing with a deeper right winger, and up top he's not quite the guy to be a lone striker in a possession system. He needs the space to run into with his pace. And yeah, Bradley Yip, Connor Young, Riddle, and Lavoca make up the full bench. And I guess there's not much more to do than to hope and pray that this goes well and jump into the Cup quarterfinal. And I'll submit the team. Nick Tarkington is lacking much sharpness. Yes, that's also another issue. Tarkington not really up to the standard that we need in today's match, but also is not fully there in terms of match sharpness, hasn't played in a while. But we don't really have a choice. Everyone seems to be pretty in tune with the tactic, at least. We've both got our number 6 central midfielders as our captains. That's interesting. As yeah, the police take on Dollingston. Let us point our finger and say, I want to be impressed today. Go out and put on a show. That inspires a couple of people. We'll leave the rest as it is. We don't want to go too often with the I have faith shout, the Jesus juice, because otherwise the beat players won't listen to us eventually anymore. Even though we know it probably worked. As McKim looks like, did he take that picture at home himself because he had COVID, or is he just dead? Quite interesting. Yeah, Dollingston is one of the better teams in our division, so this is going to be a tough ask. But we've had a fairly decent run of late, except for a loss against top of the table, which can happen. We'll just have to pray and wait and see how it goes. As let me get some water in. I'm very thirsty. The settings here seem fine. So yeah, this tactic is now very slow and methodical. You know, try to play away around the opposition, try to keep most of the ball. Since it's worked well already against them, I figured go for it here again. If there's 100 people, 10 people in attendance. And we have the first highlight here. Watts on the header. Let's go! Woohoo! still 1-0 early on, 7 minutes into it. And that is exactly why we have Wood in the team, because he has 4 crossing. Now, a normal starting right back Bryars has 1 crossing. And so I thought I'd bring someone in with 4 crossing. He's worse in every other aspect. You know, passing maybe a little bit better, but he's not really better in any other aspect. But he knows how to find his man with the cross, kind of. Finds Chris Watts, our on-form striker, who heads it home at the short post. Wonderful stuff. That's also why we like to go with Watts at striker in this team, not just because he's on form and this tactic, but because Heron plays an advanced forward. He always wants to push past the last man, as that could have been a penalty. Whereas Watts is more a bit of a poacher. He moves around in the penalty area, has a bit more strength, can push his man off. As Maccabi is in here, and really should have been 1-1 early on. Lively start to the match. So yeah, Watts it's just a bit more of a problem in that possession kind of style. He can just pop up in the box and doesn't need the space to run into. That's why we normally trust him a bit more in that tactic. We'll go for a slow pace down in terms of distribution. Make sure and keep control of the game. As McKim is on the free kick, the guy who I pointed out before with his weird picture. Blocked by the wall, and Wood wins it back. Wonderful work by Elliot Wood so far this match. Looks for Watts over the top as well. Finds him. Could this be a highlight for us? No, okay. Watts was offside. Let me see what cute messages on my T. Liebe dein Leben und erschaffe dadurch die Schönheit, die in der Einheit liegt. Okay, so love your life, and by that create the beauty that lies in unity. I don't get it. It sounds nice, doesn't it? There's not many shooting opportunities so far. They seem to have the better of it, but we have at least had the better of possession, which is kind of the minimum requirement of this tactic. Ward over the free kick, blocked. They could counter with the format of the Ward here, but they don't. It might already be end of the highlight, yeah. Just a disappointing free kick attempt by Kalen Ward. He's been on really good form of late. He's been scoring many goals, even when we played him as an advanced playmaker, which is really nice to see. So yeah, we seem to be keeping them pretty quiet in the recent minute, getting them a bit frustrated, giving them a little off the ball as well. I think the match plan is working so far, especially with us scoring an early goal. It could not have gone better. Again, it's not like we're creating major opportunities, but we don't have to right now. We're 1-0 up. Although, corner kick here, we reset our corner routine with the change of the tactics 3 games ago. Maybe it can work for us. Maybe not. Maybe it can also work for them. Malone is a bit on his own here, but we don't pressure him enough. He can find his man. Does. Gallister into the middle. This is kind of what I don't like about Football Manager. You know, I'd love to tell the boys, when there's a counter, one person's running at you and you're 3 men back, press him. You know, don't go in for a stupid tackle so you want a free kick, but press him because he doesn't have any options. But they always just let him run wide calmly to wait for some players in support. Really frustrates me that. You know, you can't do those minute little things. You can only just do the overall thing of how often do you press. And I don't always want him to press high and hard, but in those situations you can, because we don't have anything to lose. As Watts is in again. Let's go! Watts with another header. Not necessarily his speciality, but you know, he knows how to get in the positions, and sometimes he will score them. As Jack Barry uses his dribbling and pace to get around the outside of the man. And then looks for the back stick, and Watts moves better. Doesn't need to jump that high up because the defender was a bit asleep, and heads into the same corner as before. Chrissy Watts, let's go! We're going to see a highlight to see if he's offside. Clearly not offside, but thank you for showing us. As I'm going to show you Chris Watts' attributes at halftime, so you know what I mean. Like, he's not necessarily supposed to be an aerial threat, but he's definitely better than any of the other strikers, which is why in this system he will start more often than not. So they look to reply immediately. Blocked, shocked, blocked. And we get rid of it. However, Aikson on the edge of the box. BT, I don't think they're going to create anything proper out of this. Though saying that, yeah, Tappington gets rid. End of the highlight? Come on, end of the highlight, right? Maybe not. Post Malone. To Roscoe. Slice ball forward. And it's out for a goal kick. 2-0 lead, I love it. Okay, highlight 40 minutes before the halftime. Normally there's no end of halftime highlight, so this will be something. McAllister to shoot. Hegan pulls out an important save there. Full stretch. Good stuff. McAllister on the other side to swing in the corner. Get rid, boys. Come on, let's not concede just before halftime. As the cliche goes, that as the worst time to concede, and we don't. Let's go. 2-0 in at the break. Cup quarterfinal. We're looking fairly comfortable. You know, we're lucky to have scored those 2 goals. But we have done well outside of that, as we said. That's just the added bonus of having such an informed striker up front. Look, statistics. Okay, Elliot Wood is doing very well. Ben Mitchell is doing okay. I would expect him to do a bit better in possession. As I always argue that he's our second best centre back in possession. Doesn't mean he's good, but he's our second best in possession. Other than that, no complaints really. Nick Tarkington is not really meeting the pace of the match, but it's kind of what we expect. One thing, let's have a look at Chris Watts here. So you can see he's got 7 heading, he's got 6 aggression, 5 bravery, 7 jumping reach. It's not really supposed to be his forte, but it's just kind of that 10 strength and just the striker's instinct to be in the right position. You know, 6 off the ball, not necessarily, but 8 anticipation. He's just a threat from crosses as well. He's shown it so far with 2 headed goals. Okay, we don't see any signs of complacency yet, so I'm not going to hold the complacency team talk. I'll tell the boys, yeah, you're doing brilliantly. Keep it going. I feel like that's, you don't need to say anything more complicated than that. And for now, I don't see much of a reason to do something else. No, I feel like we keep all those triggers the same. The only real scary aspect we have is Ferguson on a yellow, but we should be fine. As he's on a 7.6 without getting an assist or a goal so far. Fantastic performance by the centre back. As he wins the ball back there and stays calm in possession as well. Wonderful stuff. They come down their left-hand side. Oh, that's a nice ball inside. Malone, wonderful tracking back by Ward. If they get it back, it pops to Malone. I'm sure it's over. They got fortunate to get that shot off, but stay concentrated, boys. Let's have a look what the latest scores say. So, Armour knocking out Limavady. Could be good news, could be bad news, who knows. Ballymacash beating Belfast, that is bad news. However, Bourneview, the amateur side, that's Belfast South, which just equalised. Bourneview, the amateur side, were beating Linfield, but I think there was an equaliser just scored there as well. Okay, ball off the top. Ferguson's going to just calmly pick that up. And I trust him in possession. I know he had that one blackout against Limavady, but overall he's a very solid player with the ball at his feet. And that's just what I like to see, us calmly knocking the ball around on the ground, and then if an opportunity opens up, oh my god, he scored it! Oh, he's offside. If an opportunity opens up, we'll go for the pass in behind. Wonderful pass by Ward to Berry. Berry finds Tarkington, who's clearly offside at the backstick. But how has he scored that from there with the head? I've been big for his confidence, considering he's not having a good game out there. I think he will come off soon as well. And that was quite something. Let's see, can he do something that counts as well, that matters? I just love this, and they don't seem too bothered. They're not pressing us too high up yet. I'm sure they will eventually, but for now, they're absolutely comfortable playing this way. As Wilson looks up, can he find Watts? Try to. Let's get the ball back into Watts now. Hat-trick. Come on, Chris. Oh! McKim blocks in the last moment. Otherwise, Chris Watts could have had his hat-trick. Maybe you can get a hat-trick of headers. Ward. Cleared. As we continue to look the better side out there. Very good stuff. Nick Tarkington will come off. Bring on Nathan Riddle. He's not much more match fit and not super suited for the role. Especially he's 35 years old. He's retiring at the end of the season, but he's just a good player technically. And because we have so much possession, and he's also decent defensively, I feel like that's a smart substitution to make. Johnny Wilson has picked up a yellow. Tends to take him off and drop Barry inside. Barry might not be that good in out of possession. And we'll make him Zala on support. Well, no, actually, we won't do all these changes yet. Because we only have 3 substitutions, so we need to make them one at a time to kill as much of the clock as we can, as apparently we can't change Wilson's role background. Why not? Very well, we'll leave that as Mazzala, and we'll just do the Tarkington sub for now. We'll go for a bit of time wastage. We'll continue having a close eye on the game, because eventually they're going to start pressing us high, and then we'll need to be a bit less nonsensey, to be honest. As you can see there, Ballymacash go back and front against Celtic Rangers. Bourneview are still in the game against Linfield. I'd love it to be Bourneview who make it through. So, switch midfield on attack, and I want them to switch back around. Oh, that confusion. Confirm changes. Okay, good. As they look like they haven't found the right answer yet. 69th minute. Now Fergie's looking tired. Fergie's looking very tired. Well, he's been playing so well out there. I don't know, because I'd like to take Mitchell off, because Mitchell isn't playing that well, and he's a bit of a liability aerially. However, the problem with that is if we do end up for some reason going to extra time, we won't have us up for Ferguson. Fergie won't be able to do extra time, I don't think. Well, we will for now go with Yip. I'll make that then the Zala support. Finally make those changes like that. And confirm changes. We'll go for more time wasting. Once that change has gone through, we'll do our last sub of normal time. Kill the clock a bit. Now, who do we want to bring on? So it's not going to be Heron, because we don't need that pace off the bench. Yip, by the way, is showing 2.5 silver stars because he doesn't fully know the position yet, but he's a right winger by trade, so he'll be knowing just about what he has to do out there. I don't want to take off Ferguson, he's been playing too well. I'm going to take off Ben Mitchell. No nonsense centre back in our Italian stallion, Lavolka coming in. Could be a bit risky with this possession system. Hey Hassan, welcome in. Sorry, I'm a bit late with the stream today. I'm doing well, thank you very much. How are you doing? We are in the cup quarterfinal right now against Donington, and it started wonderfully. Chris Watts has scored a brace with his head early on, and we have looked like we absolutely dominate them and kept them quiet very well so far. And hopefully we can keep that up for the last 15 minutes. As we're on the attack again. And we're about to make our final sub. We already have that time wasting turned on. Keeping a close eye, and if they start creating anything or pressing us higher, then we might change some things about our tactics. But for now, I don't really think they've created any shooting opportunity in the last 15 minutes. So we are just fine with our approach as it is. Let's just not do anything stupid. How are you, my friend Hassan? There's waters in. Come on. Oh, it's it over. Too bad. As Bourneview are losing to Linfield Swifts. Ballymacash also winning and Armour also winning. This is just about the worst that it could have been. Obviously, Limavady, Armour, you could argue one's better than the other. But it's much of a muchness, really. As it looks like we're just going to see the game out here. And Donington don't really seem to find the answer for whatever reason in today's match. And I really don't mind that. Comfortable 2-0 win by the looks of things. It's a similar situation as to when we scored our first goal. Would find a man again. Ward to shoot. Shot blocked. It looks surprisingly boring and comfortable, but I will take it. I absolutely will take it. Obviously, we love a nail-biter of a cup quarter-final, but I much prefer a comfortable, boring 2-0 win than a penalty shootout one. I'm doing very good. First match of the stream as well, don't worry. I don't know why that wasn't a highlight, but we've got a minute to go. Wardlow on the throw-in. Wasting time very nicely. And I think this should see the end of the game. Wardlow swinging back stick. Buchanan intercepts. He's going to go long, isn't he? He's just got one man up there. Ferguson takes this down calmly. Wonderful stuff. We looked very composed in possession today. And I would argue are definitely the deserved winners here today. Walker looks over the top for Ward, as he is no nonsense. That's going to be it, right? Final whistle, let's go! Woo! Cup semi-final. Whew! Lovely stuff. Look at that. Elliot Wood with the 8.1 performance. Watts just gets the 7.9 despite scoring 2 goals. That was a bit harsh. Ah, wonderful stuff out there. I'll say very well done today. That was an excellent win. I'm not going to say, as good as win as you ever like to see. It was just 2-0, and we're fortunate to score 2 goals from that low XG. But we did. We did need to create more. And that's that. As other ties finish as well. So Armour end up winning, Ballamakash end up winning, and Linfield Swifts end up winning. And Linfield Swift really are a big wild card in this tournament. They're a B team of Linfield. I really don't know how to judge them. Like, how good are they? Or how bad might they actually be? Now, we do have the draw midweek. However, we're going to skip that because, as I said, I am... so we'll criticize last game. I did like a bit of a test run through, and I simulated the entire week after this match already once. I also simulated the match, but that wasn't the point of the operation. Just to see how long it takes, because I wanted to test if it's my computer that is so slow and progressing through, or if it's just because I have my computer on and streaming at the same time. My computer was also very slow at progressing through that week that time, and we'll just compare the two of them. Just so we know if it's because of the streaming or if it's just my computer, which is unable to do it faster with this database. Already had a look and small at the database slightly for next season. But we're not going to go to the press conference. We'll let McDowell do that. Ferguson can get praised for his passing. 93%, 125 passes completed. Wonderful stuff. As McIlwain is said to be interested in Kai Wardlow, who's not been very impressive this season. He's been very average. So yeah, we're just going to go through and simulate all the way through to next Saturday. Now, it took me just under 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It now is 10 to 16:36 when we started, and we'll see how long it takes. It needs to be around the 4-minute mark for me to know that it hardly has anything to do with my processing speed. I'm actually going to get the clock up for you guys. Can I not lower this down? Can I not put this away and then just have the clock open? Okay, so we started at 35:50. We need to be finished at around, what is it, 39:10. Then we're around the same time. I expect it to be a little bit slower, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference, whether we're streaming or not. I think my computer just isn't quite up to the task. And yeah, I think in the future, in the time where we're just simulating through, we're going to do, I don't know, some mini games, some Minesweeper or something. If you have any suggestions, put them in the chat. So yeah, and like today, just one stream. We have 3 more league fixtures before the split. One away against Banbridge, as you can see. The next one will then be away against, not at home against Armour, who's sitting second in the league right now, I think. That's a tricky tie. And then we've got at home against Moyola Park, who are largely underperforming, looking to bring in a new manager. By the way, we got the manager job at Moyola Park offered to us. They're sitting towards 10th in the table, even though they were expected to finish like second, I think, at the beginning of the season. But we obviously rejected. We want to stay with the police out of Northern Ireland. Yeah, we've got those games, and I think the cup tie is going to come just before the last league match, before the split. So maybe we'll get there today, but probably just going to end just before that and have the cup semi-final tomorrow. We are currently skipping the draw, which is a bit disappointing, but we'll see the results of that after we have simulated through the entire week. Wanted to do this project. So we have gotten, if my calculations are correct, 1 more minute to achieve the same time as I did offline, like without streaming. But again, if it's a little bit more, then I'm not too concerned. It's what we'd expect. Because obviously it takes a bit of processing power of the computer when we're streaming, as well as processing Football Manager. And also, we're finally going to try our other tactic against Banbridge Town, away from home. Now, a bit controversial to do it in this game because it's an away game, yes, but it's against lower table opposition. But since I'm not very hopeful about our promotion hopes anymore anyways, I think it's a good occasion to try the tactic, see how efficient it is if we need or want to use it in our cup adventure this season still. I think we should try it in this game away against Banbridge and then at home against Armagh City. Might be 2 good matches to test if these changes have a similarly good effect as the ones as the other ones do we have in the possession style tactic. So yeah, this took about 40 seconds longer, which I would argue is not that significant amount of time. So it was like 4 minutes instead of 3 minutes 20 seconds. So they want to stop scouts from Mazalas. I'm not going to do that until you have found me one. As the Cup quarterfinal provides no shocks, I totally agree with that. All the teams you'd expect to go through went through, except for arguably us away against Dollingston. As Andrew Ferguson's banned for the next match. Okay, that actually makes it a good game not to go with our possession style. Let's see, Richie is not the best in the air. McCavitt is. McCavitt's going to come down that right hand side. Okay, I'll have to think about what personnel we use in the centre back roles then. As Johnny Wilson is now adapted playing 1-2 passes, that should make him a lot more effective in the match engine. That's very good. I don't think we want any other trait on him. I think since we're often playing him either as a Mazzala or as a midfielder on attack now, we're going to want him to improve his attacking movement, to have more efficient late runs into the box. As we do get drawn away against Linfield Swifts. And as the B team of Linfield should be known as arguably the best side in Northern Ireland. They haven't shown it that much so far in this save, but for the titles in recent years, that one of the most decorated clubs in all of Europe. Actually, when we have a look at their history, they have won the top tier of Northern Ireland 56 times. And their B team, I really don't know what to. So is it the reserve squad or is it the under 18 squad? It's the reserve squad, and they are playing in the NIFL. Okay, against other B teams, they're absolutely dominating them. So far in the cup, it's not like they've had insanely good results. Been good though. They seem to be the only. Oh no, there's another B team which are allowed to compete in this competition. So I don't know. could be really good for us, could be really tricky. I really don't know what to expect from that. But it's going to be tricky as we play at Columberboy Park, 2,750 capacity in the city of Bangor. Very well. Well, we'll see how it goes. It is on the Tuesday before the last day of the last league match. Not sure why it's not happening on the weekend. Maybe they have other competitions at that time. Very good results from training. That is good to see. Yeah, let's continue on through. We'll make the team selection as we go into the match. So it's going to be tricky to play without Ferguson out there because he's one of our main cogs in the machine for the system to work. Because our goalkeeper distribution goes to him because he's the only player in the back line who I really trust in possession. As one of our former player, Kasper Larsen, who, fun fact, was the first person to support us at any club at Vannersborgs, which is why I still have him on my shortlist because I love that kid. As you can see, our dynamics look very good. Get some offer in for him from Raxford. Where are they from? Okay, that's the lowest available level of competition in Sweden, so the same level we played at with him before. Okay, so here we got our match day already. Away against Banbridge. What are the other matches which concern us? So Armagh, sitting in that promotion player spot, play at home against Tabermore, who sit just ahead of us. So I don't really know what I want to happen there, because obviously if Tabermore drop off a bit, that gives us more opportunity to stay in the top half. As we're currently fighting for that with Dollingston for the 6th spot. But obviously we do still want to have a chance of catching up with the promotion spots. So I don't know, a draw maybe wouldn't be bad for us. Maybe, I don't know, there's not really a bad result for us in that fixture. It's not really a good result for us either. Ballymacash at 4 points ahead of us. Play at home to Moyola Park, so that should be easy for them, although they did just get a new manager in, I think. Yes, they did just get Neil Coulter in 9 days ago. So that will be his second game after losing against Port Stewart. So probably no new manager bounce there. Dollingston against Crewe, Limmermont against Knockbrae. Okay, it's like all the big teams are having home ties against lower of the table opposition. So this could turn out pretty bad for us. But you know, all we can do is make sure we win our games. And should we win all of our remaining 3 league fixtures, then we are also confirmed to be in the top 6 when the split comes around. So they're going left with Brody Ritchie and right with Stephen McCavitt. So we need to have someone on the left-hand side of our defense who's able to challenge aerially. Okay, let's set our team up. So first team selection, we're gonna go with this tactical approach. So I feel like we should bring Craig Bryars in because he's better for the role. But following Elliot Wood's performances, it would be really harsh to drop him. What did he do defensively? 7 steps forward, 4 tackles. Yeah, no, we got to keep Elliot Wood out there, keep him going on a good run. I love Walker. We're going to left centre back because he's our best aerial option of the centre backs we have available. Ben Mitchell will start. We'll distribute the ball to him. Kai Wardlow will start, of course. Johnny Wilson and Cochrane are starting lineup there. That's also fine. Jack Barry, Wards, Tom Burns back from injury. And then, yeah, Matthew Herron should normally start the system. Fits it better. However, Chris Watts has scored, what is that? 7 goals in his last 4. So we just need to see how it goes with the poach up front. Or Chris Watts could also play as an advanced forward, couldn't he? But he's been working so well as a poacher. We'll try it. Maybe we'll switch him up to an advanced forward. Maybe we'll take him off if it doesn't work. We'll see. Setting up the bench. John McGill, Jack Graham in that centre back role. That's good. Bryars is backup. Connor Young. Owens here, Perrin, that looks good. Is there anyone we want to bring in? No, looks like a good selection out there. So let's go for next match only. We want to make some changes. So yeah, this is the idea. We're pushing our players a bit further forward so that we are more threatening on the counter. However, we're looking for way less possession. We're going way more straightforward, way more counter style, trying to catch the opposition out, passing into space. As an away game, I think they should be pushing up a bit more. So they're playing at home. They want to dominate the game. Then, however, regrouping to make sure we stay defensively sound. We will change the distribution here to Ben Mitchell. He's a bit better in possession. And yeah, that's our out of possession style here. Let us save the game as we haven't done that today. As you can see, I have a test save file here. Wait, actually, Stream 12 is yeah, Stream 12 is good, I think. I think I already set it up, yeah. So I have a test save file here where I tested the length of time it takes to progress through the week. Okay, yeah, so first time we're trying the new let's say, not defensive tactic, but the new direct tactic, the tactic where we expect to not necessarily be the better team out there. So we're trying to find space in behind. As we say, the recent standings have Banbridge in 9th and us in 6th. Let's show them why. As it's not only the form table, I think that's also the actual league table which says that. So they have 3 regions in their lineup already. And yeah, we won 3 out of our last 5, drawn another, only lost away to top of the table. That kind of stuff can happen. Let's see what we can do in this one. Have we done extended highlights? Now, normally at this stage of the season, since we don't have much to fight for probably in the league, I wouldn't have it, but since we're trying out a new tactic, obviously we'll keep it on, just to see it for the first time. We'll switch this up to the league table. And since we're having a tie against Armagh as well before the league splits, which is very high up in the table, it would be very important to get a win here. Since after this, it's Armagh, and then, you know, we don't want to go into the last day of the normal league stage without guarantees of promotion, without guarantees of the top of the table, because a lot could go wrong then. Without being at least in the spots to be defending that position. Seeing the tactic in full action as Ward. Oh, yes, let's go. Wonderfully done. So yeah, that's the idea. Just whenever we win back possession, unless there's a good passing triangle to be spotted, just go straight forward. Wardlow just hits it over the top. Ward just wonderful to run onto that. Lets it bounce once. What a finish by the man. One thing I forgot to do is I wanted to make Cochrane a ball midfielder on support, because he is very good with his passing. We have noticed, as we've been playing him in the more possession style tactic as a normal ball winning midfielder on support. So because as a ball winning midfielder on defend, he's set to be take fewer risks passing, and I don't want that. We still want him to dribble less, hold position, and shoot less often, so we keep those extra instructions on there. But he's got that 12 vision, and even though he's got only 4 technique and 6 passing, he's been able to slot some very nice balls over the top of recent weeks. So I think that way we don't lose anything of the defensive solidity, but in possession he should be that little bit better and help us out, because, you know, I'd rather have him looking for the balls over the top than, say, I don't know, him playing it back to Lavoca, our no-nonsense centre back, and him just punting it long, because as Watson shoots over. Yeah, because I just think Cochrane should be a bit better at those long balls. As from everything we've seen so far of the tactic, it's working a treat. We're also not keeping that little of possession, to be honest. Got almost 80% of passes completed and like 57% possession. That's not what I would have expected. So maybe Banbridge expected us to come here wanting to dominate the play. They are going for a similar approach as us, trying to go, you know, straight with it. But so long as it's working for us, we don't need to change anything up. I feel like it would just play into their hands if we play the way they expect us to. Tom Hegan was quite far forward there. Those are the kind of passes that, you know, that would never have worked out. Richie's in. Good block by Lavoca. So yeah, I don't know. I'd love that to be a setting of, you know, go straight with it, but don't do stupid passes. That would be good. Why can't we do that, Football Manager? Connolly dribbles inside from the corner. Ooh, they go over the top. Wood recovers well. That looked dodgy, and Wilson gets rid of it. That could have been a pen. All good, all good. So we move up to fifth momentarily. So it looks like Tubbermore are losing. Ward is in again. Can he slot it across or shoot? Shot blocked, and Hunter grabs it. Lots of highlights to begin this game with. That's also another thing that this tactical should give us. Way more highlights. Can sometimes be good for us, can sometimes be bad for us though. So they do have control of us aerially with McCavill forward. Connolly scores. 1-1. We prevent the short ball distribution because we don't have Ferguson in the back line. And McCavill looks like he's a big threat from those long balls and knockdowns. It was a good slot out wide to Davidson, and what a pass this is, by the way. Look at how he finds him. That is quality. Not much Hegan can do that. It was really, really good pass. I don't really know who to blame there. Okay, maybe it's not going that well then. Let's encourage the team, pick up their spirits. Maybe they can push for something towards the end of the half. Ooh, throw into us. Wood to Berry. Back to Wood. Back to Mitchell. Ooh, there's a good long ball. Good area. Wood fires it into Ward and Wilson for the long shot. I'll be hoping we could create better. Oh, Wilson's going to shoot again. He scores this guy. Let's go. Johnny Wilson. Woo. Thomas Burns just knocks it into him from the throw-in, and he had a lot to do there, but he did it wonderfully. Just keeps an arm's length to his man so he can't get in there without fouling him. Then knocks it forward, and a wonderful strike into the back of the net. Let's go. Johnny Wilson, the captain out there. Captain's contribution. Good throwing opportunity for us. Wardlow on it, delivers it. Drops out to Wood. Shot block. Why is Wood so far forward? He's said to be a fullback on the fend. I don't like it. Richie inside to McCavill. Pass through to Connolly. Wood can't get there. Oh, God. I feel like that's what we paid the price for playing Wood. As much as he's been on good form defensively and also pace-wise, Craig Ryers is just a better option. He needs to get there. How Connolly has got there ahead of him is beyond me, and that Mitchell can't step out to intercept that ball into the box. Infuriating. It's 2-2 at half time. We never had such a high-scoring game here. That is exciting, but we'd rather have gone in leading, of course, at half time. It looks like every game parallel to ours, except for the Ballymacash one, is not going in our favour. Yeah, so Moyola Park are leading Ballymacash, so that's good. Because the opportunity to make up some ground to Ballymacash. Armour leading Tubbermore. Dollingston are yet unable to beat Crew, which keeps us in the top half at least. But Limavady and Queens are winning against lower table opposition. It looks like these games are done as well, with at least a 2-goal margin in all of them, in favour of the better team. Let's see if we can take anything from the analytical data. So Ben Mitchell has done terrible. That's one thing we can take away. Problem is that we need to distribute the ball to someone in the defensive line. He, I thought, would be the best option, but clearly isn't. So we need to change that up. Maybe it's Kai Wardlow today, who's having very much success with his passing. I think we'll do that. Jack Barry's not very good at that, down the right-hand side. We might throw Heron on for him soon. Wait, how many shots has Watts gotten off? Because if he's not getting any shots off, then I might take him off. Where is it shooting? He's gotten 3 shots off. Okay, now he's doing alright. I don't know really what to say out of it, all of these. Our passing hasn't been sloppy, that's the idea. I'm proud of everyone's effort. Keep going, we can win this, I guess. So we'll keep Jack Barry out there for the first 15, but we'll soon take him off for Heron. Could be useful down that right-hand side. We will change the distribution to go to Wardlow. So we'll try and play Lavoca as a no-nonsense centre-back as a stopper. Hopefully stop some of the balls going towards their strikers. Stepping up a bit. And no change for that. I think I make Ward an attack midfield on attack, because the idea is he supports so that he pushes back a bit more when we're defending. But since we're unbalanced anyways, that might be fine. And the positions he's taken up so far are like very far forward, the good ones that we've seen. So hopefully if we put him on attack, we'll see a bit more of that. Okay, start the second half. Come on, boys, show something. As honestly, I like what I've seen from the tactic. You know, the goals we conceded, the opportunities we've given up, is a bit of bad structure defensively, but I feel like that's also partly because of the personnel, because we're missing Ferguson, and Wood is playing a defensive right-back role, which isn't necessarily his forte. I've created nothing so far. That's a bit scary. We'll bring on Heron. Give Watson another couple of minutes before we bring on Yip. Bring on Jack Graham for Ben Mitchell. Maybe he's a bit more fortunate. Other than that, performances are looking good. I feel like we can still get something out of these boys. Let's go positive. We'll push that up to attacking soon enough. Confirm those changes. Courage. Stollingston have now gone ahead against Crew, which pushes us in the lower half of the table with things as they stand. It's problematic. So unable to create anything now. Not good. Let's go Heron up top and Bradley Yip down the right. Release Wood a bit and fall back on supports. We'll make Wilson a centre mid on attack and him playmaker on support. And all of the other subs I have on the bench are not really the ones who make us better in possession, and that's really what we need right now. Try and keep going. Got a bit wider. Press them a bit higher. Hopefully that doesn't leave us too exposed, but we need to change something because we want this win here. As Wilson goes for another audacious effort. It's good we're getting more positive results, definitely, yeah. I think I'll demand more. Could go badly. The substitutions I want to still make before the 75th minute. Because I don't want to change too much, because I also want to know how this tactic acts overall when things aren't going for us either. I don't really think I want to do any more changes. I feel like we've got the team out there with which we have the best chance of scoring a goal. Let's demand more. Has gone down well, good. Free kick. I don't know what Lavoko was trying to achieve with that. Sometimes he's a bit too no-nonsense for me. Because it's free kick, it really wasn't under any pressure. It's normal, it can be in. Shoots. I don't know where Hegan was standing that. I was fortunate that he didn't make more of that. Let's try something. Distribute over opposition defense. We should have so many players looking to run onto it. As Heron scores! Heron scores! Let's go! What happened there? Oh, we just came out of making changes, which we're now going to revert those changes, of course. And Matty Heron scores. Let's see. Barnes of the throw-in tries to swing it in. Ward on the second attempt. Gibbs shot blocked. And Heron picks up the pieces. Wonderful anticipation and movement to get there. He knew he didn't have to lash it. He just placed it under the goalkeeper. And you know what? I'm going to see this one out. Actually, we'll stay with this tactic, but we'll make it a lot more defensive. This could take a minute. Ward will stay as an AP. Okay, let's go balanced. Keep the directness up. Go time wastage. Keep on passing into space. Regroup, slow the pace down. Let's take short kicks to our CD. No, let's take it to a left back. Less dangerous. Stop pressing that high. And bring on Craig Bryars. Both our fullbacks on defend, I think. That will be it. Confirm those changes. Come on, boys, let's see this out. Very good stuff to see also Matthew Heron off the bench scoring. So maybe he is the better option for this tactic. I do not know. Like, tactically he should be. But, you know, if Chris Watts is on such good form. There's Connolly. Danger man for them. Shot blocked. I feel like it's caused us more damage than it's helped us to push Lavok up to be a stopper. I feel like he's been caught out of position that way a bit. And I also think we will drop off more. I never really used it as much. Maybe that'll lead to less balls in behind. Header clear. Blocked. Okay, good. Gotten rid of it without giving away a foul. Oh, there was an offside in there anyways. Come on, come on, come on, boys. Keep it calm. Can still win this. With the results around the ground not going away, it's important that we get this win, not to stay in the race, but to stay in the top half more than anything. But I feel like it is confirmed that the hopes of promotion are all but gone. However, we are playing Arma in our next match, so still a slight chance. Back stick, headed out. Tommen. Good header clear with Bradley, yep. Oh no! Lavoko heads clear initially. Full time! Yes! Oh, I didn't realize it was that late. Woo! Let's go, another win! Against Banbridge, tried the other tactic. It wasn't the ideal situation to try this tactic, I don't think, but it worked, and that is very nice to see. To know that we can kind of get back to this one. I'll tell the boys, nice work, everyone. That was good. You know, I don't want to go too high with my praises because not really much reason for that. We had to score a screamer from Johnny Wilson. What was our first goal? Caelan Ward got quite lucky to get in on that one. And then we needed to rely on the class of Matthew Harron, really. But yeah, so around the grounds, everyone won in our competition with us except for Ballymacash Rangers, who lost to Moyola Park. So that leaves us leveled on points with Tubbermore and Dollingston. They sit below us on goal difference, both of them. But you know, if we fall behind those, we fall out of the top half. 1 point behind Ballymacash. So in here, it's very competitive, but beyond that, 7 points to Queen's University, 8 to Armagh, with 7 games to go, and 10 points to Limavady, top of the table. So promotion is going to be a tough ask. We are at home against Armagh next, so maybe an opportunity to make up some ground. And another thing that I realized between streams to be pointed out is that our rivals, Queen's University, have not lost the game yet. They've drawn 11. 1-9. They have not lost the game yet, so we really need to make sure that we get into the promotion playoff so that we can play them again, so that we can beat them, because we're not having our rivals finishing unbeaten this season. Not having any of that. As okay, no one really quite performed well enough for me to praise them. We'll give out some criticism to the ones who disappointed me though. Ben Mitchell definitely did with his passing. He's still not quite happy about his match time, which I find very frustrating because he's gotten a lot more and he's accepted me dropping his his designated match time to squad player. But it's just something we have to deal with, I guess. As Chris Watts continues his run of if he doesn't score, he performs poorly. That's just what it seems to be like with him, and I feel like he's going to primarily just be our striker for that possession style tactic, where he can poach and move well in the box. And when we play this tactic, it will be Matthew Harron who will call upon. So here goes the inbox bring. Okay, feedback from the players. Wonderful stuff. Always good to get a win, regardless of what our opposition does. Okay, I gotta go through to the staff meeting on Monday and set the team up for the B team fixture, and then I think we'll go on holiday until the match against Armagh. Might do a bit of a mini game in that. Yeah, no, like with us catching some fire and being on good form, you know, I'm not going to rule it out that we get promoted. However, we need to understand that it's going to be very, very tough and rather unlikely. Because we've just accumulated so much, you know, of a deficit compared to all the teams above us throughout the season that we've just given ourselves a mountain to climb. And my rule of thumb was always like when there's less games to go, then there are points you are behind, and you're not going to catch your opposition. And it's 7 games to go, and we're 8 points behind second of the table. So they would need to screw up massively for us to get that, and we would have to have a huge run. They would need to drop another 8 points in 7 matches, with us winning all of them. It's rather unlikely. See, staff meeting. Individual training routine for Caelan Ward. Okay, but he's currently doing that. Otherwise, he'll just complain about training too much. What do you recommend? Wait, why is he not training on anything? He should be training on pushing the ball past the opponent. He can't? Okay. You say off the ball movement, and I would be inclined to agree with that. Tony Tomlin isn't seeing any results from his individual training. That's fine. We don't really care. Tony Tomlin, we don't expect to improve anymore. Jack Graham's individual strength training, however, it's not the first thing to come to me with that complaint. So we will change that. What will we change it to, though? Guessing defensive positioning was a good option for defenders, isn't it? Work on his marking, positioning, and decisions. Won't hurt. Elliot Wood would improve if he started knocking the ball past the opponent. He keeps on saying that, but I'm not so sure. Because he's only got 10 acceleration and 9 pace, and he got done for pace last time out. I know he only has 1 dribbling, but I feel like that would make him that much better. Heron should stick in the middle of the pitch for dribbling. I don't really think so, no. Johnny Wilson's still concerned about the lack of depth in attacking midfield, which I don't agree with at all. James Clark is presumably too old for the B team, but I don't really have space for him in the first team. Warrior and Riddle are not at the same level they used to be, because they're 37 and 35. I wouldn't expect anything else. John McGill is profiting from the training focus, good. Connell Young has declined a bit, that's very disappointing at 25 years old. Johnny Wilson's been on good form, as has Elliot Wood. We will praise that. And they are very happy to hear that. As apparently there is a restricted transfer window going on, which goes on the 1st of April. I did not know that that was happening. Clubs in Northern Ireland set to release youth players. Okay, good luck to these young boys. Maybe we'll sign one of them, but we're not in charge of that, so we'll leave that all to our director of football to choose who he wants to pick up from those and who he doesn't. Okay, let's browse so we can set up the players we want to make available for the B team. Tactics. So Tom Hegan will of course start on the weekend. We'll go with this tactic again. Just continue testing it at home against Armour, but Armour way above us in the table. So I feel like it's a good occasion to test it out. Elliot Wood, despite being largely at fault for conceding one of those goals, or arguably 2, had a good game out last time, but I still think Craig Bryars just fits this tactic better. So I will go with my gut rather than common sense. Mitchell was disappointing, so we'll take him off. Everyone else pretty well. Jack Barry wasn't the best out there, so I'm not sure if because I want to bring Matthew Heron in. He done well coming off the bench. I'm not sure if I want to bring him in the advanced forward role or in that winger role, because Chris Watts is always a danger. But maybe he just needs to be a danger off the bench for this game. We'll see how it works out. I feel so harsh at dropping Watts for not the first time this season without him really having underperformed, as I will make the personalized role for Cochrane. Stay wider, hold position, shoot less often, dribble less, but keep on doing the same as you're doing with your passes. Okay, so that's going to be the team. Let's see who we want to make available for the B team. Backup goalkeeper, Connolly Young, Nathan Riddle, Tarkington and Jake Moore all look very much not match sharp, so I think it should be a good idea. Bradley can go as well because he's young enough. Good, that's the 6 people we sent out for the B team. So Riddle, Tarkington in here is okay. Brownlee wants to play more in those kind of roles. Oh, Watson in here though. Don't really see him as a centre back. Play him in midfield. Okay, is everyone in? Bit of a mess, but that's okay. So is Ash an attack midfielder? Yes, he is. Is Harding a defender? Yes, he is. Okay, good. Let's see what the B team can do. Bit makeshift where I moved around. I move around some of the players who are from the B team, just so that the players from the A team can get good match experience and get good performances out there in their natural positions. That is the idea. Although Young is playing at right back, that is not really the idea. But it's going to be fine. As I want to go on holiday, actually. I'll do that in a minute. Let us get a private window up and let's play some Minesweeper whilst we wait for us to progress through until that match against Armour. Just so we have something to do until that point. Minesweeper Online, perfect. We are expert, or we don't have much time. Let's go intermediate. Okay. This is the kind of entertainment you're here for, isn't it? Start at the top. So if you don't know how Minesweeper works, every field adjacent, whether that's left or right or bottom or top or like up across, I don't know how you call that, of a field has as many bombs next to it as the number says. So this says 1, so there is 1 bomb in the field adjacent to it. Here as well, 1 bomb in the field adjacent to it, but because this one already has a bomb adjacent to it, which we have established, this one can't be it. So 1, this 2 already has 2, this 3, that's 1 missing. This is just quickly for those who don't know the game. I expect most people to know the game. So let's just shoot through this real quick. And we'll see how well we do. I fancy myself to be quite a good Minesweeper player, by the way. So here, okay, now we can keep going here for now. We don't need to get too complicated. Okay, so here's where it gets tricky, but one thing we can take away is because these are the 2, one of the bombs has to be here. This one is already connected to one of those 2 bombs, so this one can't be a bomb. Didn't help us much. Where can we keep going? So there has to be 1 here, so this isn't a bomb. This is a 4, so this is a bomb. That doesn't really help us much either. Where can we go? Where can we go? That's just 1 connected to this one. So this has to be 1. Right? Is it the 3? Yes, then it's 1 of these 2, so not this one. Okay, this 2 is connected to 1 of these 2, which means this 2 is connected to 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're through. We'll see if we finish that today. Okay, despite working hard on his game, Chris Watts has not been able to adopt to his game to knock the ball past the opponent. Very disappointed, because him at 12 dribbling, he would be very useful for him to knock the ball past the opponent. He's got that 12 acceleration, 12 pace. So we shall persist. We shall try again. Knock the ball past the opponent. Please learn it, Chris Watts. Andrew Ferguson will show you in training. It's quite interesting because Andrew Ferguson is our aging centre back. He's also a coach here. As the B team won against Weldo's reserves. Okay, they're bottom of the table. Look at that. B team pushing up, looking towards the top spots in this division all of a sudden. They've turned their form right around. So restart that recruitment focus. Armour expected to win this match against us. We'll see about that. I don't think we need a morale boost right now with training praise. As Wilson moves up in the hierarchy above William Worry, although William Worry is still set to be the captain here. But he hasn't played much first team football in last year, so fair enough. Ben Mitchell, you can see, he's still concerned about his playing time. Connell Young has calmed down though about his issue. Yeah, he's set to be an impact sub. He's been playing as an impact sub. I don't know if that'll change or not. I like Ben Mitchell because he has good character traits. You know, he's level-headed, he's got good determination. He's a very good, calm head to have around the squad. And he's pretty high up the hierarchy as well. He's got a bit of leadership about him too. But he's just not the kind of player who works that well in my tactics on Football Manager in general. You know, he's a short centre back. His attributes only really fit the role of centre back. However, he's only got 7 jumping reach and 4 strength. So he's always going to miss out in the air. And it's just so important both for the match rating he receives, so that, you know, he can improve as a player and his confidence can be high, and also just in terms of keeping possession, getting the ball back, and like tactically, it's just a huge loss if you have a centre back as short as this. So it's a big risk. So I don't like it. Okay, match day. Second on the table against Armagh. If we want to have anything to do with promotion, we need to win this one. We really, really do. 8 points behind. We also need to hope that Queen's University fail to win, as they're away against Crewe United. Now again, most of the teams who we want to be catching have pretty easy tasks. However, this time at least they're all playing away. So Queen's away against Crewe, Donington away against Knockbreda, Ballymacash away against Portsmouth, and Tullamore and Limavady are facing each other. Tullamore are going through a tough run of fixtures right now, at least at home. Again, not sure which result I prefer there, but for now, I guess let's just make sure Tullamore doesn't win, because we want to make sure we're in the top half. Otherwise, the board is going to get angry with us. That's our season expectation is to record a top half finish. As we up that halfway through the season in the hope that that would lead to us having more wage budget and our director of football signing someone good to help our chances. Our director of football didn't sign anyone good, so now we just have high expectations with without more material. So that's a bit annoying. Okay. Let's see. Who do you want on the bench? Connolly Young sat there, but he's a bit tired because he played midweek for the B team. Played very good for the B team. So do we want to keep him out there? Do we need Hannah on the bench? We'll keep Young out there. Owens, Yip. It's a standard bench, but I think it's what we'll be going with. Yeah, so starting Hegan, Bryars, Lavorka, Ferguson, Wardlow, as you'd expect the backline. Wilson and Cochrane, as you'd expect our centre midfield. Line behind the striker, Barry, Ward, Burns, exactly as you'd expected. It's just Matthew Herron who's looking to slot back in on up top, as Chris sits this one out, mainly for tactical reasons, although he has disappointed last time out, but overall he's been on an incredible run of form. And tactically, we'll go with our Route 1 style of football. It's not necessarily Route 1, but it is a bit more Route 1 than we normally play. I thought he brought in some good players. Yeah, no, in the summer transfer windows, our director of football brought in a lot of good players, but in the January transfer window, he didn't make any useful transfers. And it's like, before the January transfer window, we were asked, do we want to up our preseason expectations, and then they will up our budgets? And we said so. Instead of recording a mid-table finish, we would be looking to finish top half. We got more money for that in the budget, and Peter McCrudden didn't get any good deals in January. And yeah, so thus in the end, it was kind of worth nothing. Like, it didn't give us any added value, it just puts more pressure on us. Yeah, let's go for the home advantage team talk. You know, new stadium this season, new Forge Lane. It's important that we make full use of our home advantage, so let's go out there and get a result. 4 wins out of our last 5. Waxfigure, Wardlow, and Herron leading the line. Let's make sure we get another good result out there. I hate to say it, but I would be very happy with a draw. Just keep a good opportunity for us to be in that top half once the split comes. A win would be incredible, and all of a sudden hope would probably be back around the grounds. But January is a hard month. No, of course, I didn't necessarily expect him to turn the entire squad around to make it much more positive. But overall, frustrating. We upped our expectations, but we did not up our squad quality. Arguably, we even went down because we lost our starting goalkeeper. It's James Ward on a corner. Come on. Lavorka looked to get under it. Doesn't. Have we scored on a new corner routine? Not yet. I feel like Ferguson might have headed one in. But overall, it's not been the most impressive. Oh, what a ball by Cochrane. Look at that. Wow, what is it? I didn't realize that was one of our players. Let's have a look at that play again. That was wonderful football. Look at Ward looking up, finding Johnny Wilson. Johnny Wilson just sits down into Heron. Back to Johnny Wilson. And Ward runs onto it. Sadly, puts it wide as it was on his weaker right foot. But wonderful football from the boys. What a combination. Let's see more of that, please. The fast highlights fall to us, or highlight falls to us. Lavery in over the top. Takes it down wonderfully, shoots and scores. Stephen Lavery, played in by Rory Duff. What is that, 25th, 26th goal season? He's had a good season, man. That's a good slot in behind. Andrew Ferguson's just his old legs, can't quite keep up with that anymore. Striker as well. Stay composed, puts it in the bottom corner. As Crew go up against Queen's University, can they be the first team to inflict defeat upon them? Yeah, we need to find a way back into this game quickly, because otherwise, the ideas of this tactic don't really work that well when we're a goal down. Heron could be in here, makes a good run, but it's pressured off the ball. It's good defensive play from them. Goalkeeper picks it up. This sees us drop into 7th momentarily as the other teams are drawing currently. Crew go 2-0 up against Queens. Big stuff. Encourage the boys. Oh, very good interception there. Come on, let this be our highlight again. Johnny Wilson. Hesitated on the ball for too long, and Duffy got a good shot, but he again gets there. There wasn't enough power behind that one. I haven't created much recently. Well, that was a good opportunity. Don't know why we didn't see that as a highlight. We still have a set to extend it, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay, throw into them. Might have been a foul. Center. Damn it. Two 0. Jim O'Hanlon. Such determination in that header. Defense called napping a little bit. Drops back to Warnock. Cross into Hanlon, and who's that challenging him? Tom Barnes. Why is it Tom Barnes there? Oh, the small left winger. We'll go attacking for the last 10 minutes, hoping for a goal before half time, and then we'll see if we make changes tactically. There's good free kick opportunity here. Johnny Wilson. Barry gets pushed over. Let's go. We get a penalty. Come on, Andrew Ferguson. Hasn't stepped up for these for a while because Chris Watts has been back in the starting lineup, but I don't think he missed one for us yet. So let's keep that record going, Andrew. Yeah, it's Fergie time. Come on. Woo! 1-2. 10 minutes to go until half time. If we could go and level at the break, that would be such a good moral victory. As Crew go 3-0 up against Queen's University. Queens are about to lose their first game of the season. Last shout of encouragement before half time. Come on, boys. One more. It'd be so good. It would be so good. They've been very efficient. We were rather unlucky to go down at the break. Tubman will go behind against Limavady, which puts us back into the top half, but not due to our achievements. It's not the way we want to achieve this, to be honest. Let's quick look latest scores. So Crew lead Queens by 3 goals, which would make a win here so big, because all of a sudden the gap would be down to, what was it, 8 points for the game, 5 points for that second spot, because Queens can't make up ground to Armagh. 5 points at the second point with 6 games to go. Could be something, but we're a long way away from that. Portsmouth are winning against Ballymacash. They are looking to go for the Great Escape. A lot of fight in the lower half of the table. Boyola Park won last week. Portsmouth beat Crew recently. Crew are now beating Queens. Very good stuff. As Pomeroy obviously put Limavady ahead against Habermore. But yeah, let's get back to focusing on our match. So a lot of focus for the center. Okay. Craig Bryars has had a terrible game out there, so going with our gut was a bad idea. I think we can all agree on that. Wardlow, the left back, not looking much better. Johnny Wilson doing very well. Okay, and I feel like we've created good amounts of opportunities. So I don't want to change too much, but if it doesn't go well soon into the second half, we will take off Caelan Ward and put a second striker on instead of an attacking midfielder. Don't lose faith. That didn't go down too well. Should have thought more about my team talk here, shouldn't I? We'll give Caelan Ward the opportunity to play as an attacking midfielder on attack. Maybe he convinces us more that way. We will go into the second half on attacking. No, let's try it. Or if it's not looking good early on, then we'll change that up. As we were very fortunate to win that penalty, by the way. Free kick in from deep. And they were very stupid to push Barry over there, but they did. We won it. I mean, they were fortunate to score 2 goals from their 0.4 XG, to be honest. 3 shots. As first highlight looks the ball to us. Ward on the free kick. Delivers. Ferguson on the header. Good header from deep. Not much happening so far. They're picking up some yellow cards. Okay. We've just created our one shot we saw from the highlight. Action Zone sees them have a lot more possession in the first part of that second half. Okay, so Caelan Ward is coming off. Heron can take that. The right-hand side role in the striker duo now. We don't really often play with striker duos, but we need more this game, and maybe this is how we'll get it. Wilson and Cochrane are doing good stuff in the partnership there. Elliot Wood can come on, and we will release him a bit as well. Fullback role. And I think that's all I have for now. Let's see what we want to change here. Fairly narrow is good. We've got positive instead of attacking. I don't know what's that going to change, but maybe we'll be less risky, passing and not give a possession so easily, but make more sensible choices. Press them a bit higher. And at this point, I'm just pressing buttons and hoping something works. Isn't that what we all do as football managers? What does the top half mean here? Is it 6th and higher? Yes, 6th and higher. So 1st to 6th is top half, of course, because we're a 12 league team, and also the split comes after the 22 games. So we need to be above that line, above that 6th place or higher, because otherwise we would be competing for the last 5 games. It gets split into the top half and the bottom half. We're competing in the lower half, and we will be unable to break back into the top half. So that's of utmost importance. They have a good free kick opportunity here, 62nd minute. O'Hanlon stands over it. Shoots, Hegan saves. Good. Puts it behind for a corner. Let's defend this one, please. Handling on it. Had it clear initially. Drops to McLaughlin, who shoots over. Okay, thrown into us. Wardlow delivers. Watts could be under it. Oh, it's clear. Wood. Cochrane, wonderful ball. Doesn't quite reach it, but Watts is there. Shoots. Saved. Heron off the bar. No. Oh, God, what happened there? How do we not score there? Let's go behind the goal to see what happened there. So Cochrane with a good ball to Barry. Doesn't quite get there, but Watts is there. Shoots, saved. Someone blocked it. The match actually didn't show it very well, and then it came off the bar. Ah, heartbreaking. And then in the end, Barnes was caught offside. Needed to score that one. So we're not doing badly in terms of creating opportunities. Thomas Burns is motivated but not playing well. I'm not sure if I want to take him off or not. Heron's not playing well either. Bradley is going to come on. I don't know if for Heron or for Thomas Burns. I feel like for Heron, what can Bradley Yip do as a striker? He's got 2 finishing. That's good. 6 off the ball. 1 composure. Well, maybe he's coming on for Thomas Burns. It was a bit idiotic leaving Heron out there with his terrible performance. 6.0, but his pace should just be able to do damage in the right moments anyways. Shouldn't really matter. I don't know that unless we want to change tactics, like the approach again with an attack midfielder. Don't really have any players I want to be bringing on. Wilson can go. Well, he dribbles more that way, doesn't he? Central midfielder on attack, I guess. Go a bit wider, hopefully give our wingers a bit more of a possibility to get into possession before they dribble in. Distribute quickly. Let's see what's that. Watts is on the left hand side, which means they're right centre back. 13 and 4. 9 and 4. Okay, we'll try and find Watts with the goalkeeper distribution. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but he should be able to have a bit of strength to hold his man off behind him, even though not the best jumping reach. Maybe I'm going too gung-ho here, to kitchen sink too early. We're just 1 goal down, aren't we? I need to try something. It's not really worked so far. Burns wants it back though before coming off. Heron. Shot blocked. And saved by Carey in the end. Long punt by that man. Wood wins the header. Good stuff. Johnny Wilson slides in Barry. Come on. Find a cross. Watts is in there. Oh my god, what? Just keep it low. He could have knocked it down to Heron. He could have taken it down. He had some time there. Oh, Chris Watts. He's got 2 header in the cup, but was unable to convert here in the league. Barry looks for Heron. He's got a decent delivery on him, Heron. Come on, find Watts. He's in there. What was that? Chris! Chris, what's going on? Watts decided to take it over the bar. He did. Look at our XG. Obviously, we've got the penalty in there, and that one like blocked by Illuminati shot from Heron, but 3.25 XG. I kind of feel like we're being a bit hard done by here. And I noticed that I have the information here. One more stoppage, two more substitutions. That's wonderful. But we don't have anyone to bring on for Wardlow. I don't have anyone else I want to bring on. Jack Owens maybe if it's kitchen sink time properly. It's going well, so we're not going to make any changes now. It's going well in terms of creating opportunity. It's not going well overall. Losing. Oh my god, Queen's University are winning. Turn around from 3-0 down to be 4-3 up against Crew United. Crew are looking to dig their own grave. Wilson's in. Come on, Johnny. Oh my god, again, he could have played it across. Just keep it low. There was no reason to panic there. That was such a good opportunity. There he was off. Don't know what to do, don't know what to do. Trigger press even more. We don't have any yellow cards, so let's get stuck in. Let's go attacking because I don't know. I always wonder why. What if we don't? Jack Owens? Not really. No, I don't feel like he would give us any added value. The players out there are playing well, and he wouldn't come in a position where fresh legs would make that much of a difference. I don't think. Come on, one more opportunity, please. One more. Free kick to them, 90th minute, 3 minutes of added time shown. It's not done anything stupid. Okay, good. Yip looks up. Nice one to Wilson. A lot of space for us here. Heron is in. Come on. Please. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, ref, what's going on? I don't know if it's just me or the teams in this division got harder to beat. Yeah, it feels like. Okay, we won a penalty here, which is great news, 90th minute. But if you ask me, the ref should have just let that run. Because that ball dropped free to Watts with an open goal to aim at, and then he blew the whistle. Okay, Andrew Ferguson will not take that penalty. It will be Chris Watts, because Chris Watts is a genius from the penalty spot. Thank you very much for asking. But let us play that back before we watch that penalty. Look at that. Heron takes it in. Maybe he should have squared it here. Wouldn't have been a bad spot. But then he gets tripped over. Force free to Watts. And there goes the whistle. If we don't score this, I'll be fuming. Absolutely fuming. Why is Ferguson taking it? I said, Watts should take it. Oh, please, Fergie. He's not missed one for us yet. Of course he does now. Of course he does now. What do you mean, Football Manager? You asked me, do I want Ferguson to take it? I said no. I said what? You sent him out and he misses. My goodness me. Let's go from this corner, please. Johnny delivers. Ferguson under it. Damn it. Ah, FM, you've done it to me today. I'm absolutely fuming. We've got FM to tell us in the chat. We absolutely did. Obviously, 4.3 to XG, highly inflated by 2 penalties. Watts just would have slotted that in open play, and then he would have done the same from the penalty spot. What happened, FM? My goodness me! Is it because I changed the play and then I went back and looked at the highlight? What happened? Or did I not click it right? I need to have a look back at the stream. Actually, I may have a look back at the stream right now. Okay. So this is us on YouTube. Okay. Is this where it happens? This is after already. No, it's yet to happen. Okay, okay. Let's just have a look at this. I want to see what happened. Because I'm bitter now. Okay. That's what happened. That's why I lose my shit. So I explain why I'm losing my shit. Okay, change player. Yes. Okay, so for some reason it selected Tom Hegan. No idea what's going on there. Okay, I click Chris Watts. What do I do then? I click cancel. I click confirm. My God! I'll need to clip this up and send this in because this is not okay. I'll do that after. Like, I'll do that tomorrow. My goodness me. Okay. Let's get out of this match. Yeah, I can't say anything, but I'm disappointed. I know I could be this like positive and they would react superb to it because we created as many chances as we needed to win a match, but we needed to win that match. It can't be happening. Okay, we stay in the top half for now. Dollingston draw their game. Tubman will lose to Limavady. Ballymacash lose to Port Stewart, which means that they are still within good reach of us. And Knockbrader and Dollingston draw. So yeah, like it'll be top half, but promotion is completely out of the question. 11 points away with what is it, 6 games to go. Look at that, 4.3 to 4.48. Well, this is gonna be on a sour note at the end of the stream today. We do have the cup final to begin next stream off with. I'll try to do the progressing through the days until then. Off stream, we'll be back with that tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Sorry, it's been a bit of a short one, as the season is of course going to be longer because we're going to have more league fixtures scheduled. Because the league splits after this match and they need to draw that first. And then hopefully we'll have more cup action to go, as in the other semi-final will be Ballymacash against Armagh, and hopefully we'll make it back into the final of that competition. But we shall see who we're playing in the finale. It will be either Armagh or Ballymacash, who was drawn at home in that tie. It is Ballymacash drawn at home, so it's a bit of a toss-up. I would be guessing Armagh, so hopefully we can take revenge on them for this farce of a game, really. As I'm a bit of an inception on my YouTube stream, I can now see myself watching myself back on YouTube. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a pleasure of a stream overall. Very nice to see the team play good football, even if it didn't quite work out. Here's the Minesweeper. Let's finish the Minesweeper game. I'll probably screw it up because I'm in a rush now. So we say that we knew this, we know this. I'm sorry if I'm not doing the best job of talking over it right now. Okay, these 3 are connected to that one, so those have to be. This one has to be. Just try to get this done as quickly as I can. I'll probably make an error because I'm rushing through it. Just how these things go. Love Minesweeper. I haven't played it in ages. Okay, what's going on here then? This is free. Didn't help me. Just one of these. Oof. No, you know what? I'm too frustrated for this. Let's just go for a punt here. No. Okay. Need to take a guess somewhere anyways. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's do the donation, of course. We're going to go up to 200 euros donated today. So right now we're at 180. I will do another 10 euros. No late stream today, sadly. I'm going to play ice hockey. I always have ice hockey practice on Sundays. But we will be back with tomorrow, the afternoon stream. So I need to pick out some tractors. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's pick out some tractors together. That's one, that's another one. That should be good. Confirm. And we're in. Let's go. We can pay. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Hassan. Thank you very much for popping by. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hopefully a bit more successful in terms of results. Even though the football we played today was good stuff already. Bye bye.